Hello everyone, welcome back. It's UnkleDestiny here with you, and we're going to get the readings in for this month of June, which also has the summer solstice for those of us in the northern hemisphere, and with the winter solstice for those in the southern hemisphere. As we see what this month has for everybody and what the ancestors are going to let us know. So let's go and get them in and take care of it from there. Okay, and we have thrown the bones, and our dice for right now is the 6th, which is the sixth house which deals with health, fitness, organizations, and acts of service. Now, that gives us areas to look at for what materials that the bones are speaking of. In addition, we have the adinkra, which comes up as the which is the united hearts, which is about agreements, togetherness, and unity. And when we put that into context with what the sixth house is talking about, it is talking about our agreements around our health and around our fitness, around the health and fitness of our organizations that we are part of, and how we are acting from those acts of service. And how those acts of service are also creating togetherness and unity. How are organizations creating togetherness and unity, or are they creating separation? How is the both the unity that's being created and or the separation that's being created affecting our health and fitness to be able to deal with the challenges that we know life is going to be throwing at us? So that's the context to keep in mind when looking at these bone readings that we're going to have for today. Now, with today's reading and such, as we have already got everything thrown out, this one is the social bone, because it is actually in the thick of it and it fits most of what we're talking about here. This one is the work, that's the home. So what we're seeing here is that we've got a period and a situation that spirit is very much influencing on. It's a one that is also about a sort of sense of unity about what we're remembering, not just here in the family and social, which can also include our larger social communities, but also our work. Now, why I say that is like here is a place where it's a question of what memories have we ensured people are remembering? How are we supporting other people's health? How are we supporting their fitness? How have we structured and worked to make organizations grow and benefit others? And this comes back to our act of service. Because it's also important to recognize about who is pushing the idea of active service, why, and who's also benefiting from it. I know one of the biggest things that comes up as a therapist, there are those who scoff at the idea that as a therapist, I should have a decent well-being, a decent life, but that all my work should be focused on only taking care of their need and problem. And that becomes a place where the act of service and the service that is rendered don't balance themselves out, and they actually can become unhealthy. So we need to look at that going on here with our social aspects of spirit wants us to have a healthy place in this. Spirit also wants us to know that we're working from a place where that mental energy, that memory is something that has humility. I'm going to say that again, that has humility, not just for those who are providing service, but those who are also receiving service, who are receiving the goals and efforts to bring good health and bring good fitness to those around them. So we've got a lot of support bones and balance bones, especially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the balance bones. So this period of month is going to be really focused on how is there balance in the work that's going on here with our social connection and our social relationships. We have the rib bone, especially the broken one, a couple of more rib bones, and also balance. And this is going to be coming from the place of our heart. Now, the thing is, our heart works very much from a place of can be very much from a place of intention and well-meaning, but that doesn't mean that there also doesn't need to be heart about the impact of what we are doing. What are we doing for our health? What are we doing for our fitness? What are we doing for our organization's health and fitness and our organization's acts of service? How are we being balanced? How are we working with heart that is going to be for the best possible good of everyone involved, not just a select few? Because so long as we focus only on a select few getting through this, it's going to be problematic. And we're just going to keep repeating this pattern. And that's part of where we also get in here with the sense of work. And notice here we've got a couple of the spinal bones, which is a much more intellectual focused time that's going to be focusing here with our work. And again, our work is going to be about what is the memory, what is the thoughts, what is the crystallized intention that we are putting forward, so that we understand that that intention actually equals the impact that we want to have, and that's our work. If they do not match, then we're going to get the strife. And that's also supported here by our shell, which is turned inward. This is an inward period of time in this month of June. So it may not be that standpoint of you're going to be necessarily sweating in the fields, so to speak, or out there. You may be doing some educational standpoint. You may be doing some physical fitness to improve your endurance, which also takes a degree of mental toughness. But keep in mind, no one here is utter stone, which is one of the hardest substances that we generally deal with. We are still flesh and bone. So be conscious about those who would scoff at the idea when you need to take a break. There is no being on earth, no human being that's going to have these actions and have an input and so forth that is stone. So over here to the home bone, it's going to be where the flag post is. It's going to be the place where you know you started from. It's the place you know you're going to end up at the end of the day. And home is also going to be something that you got to, again, be focused on the memory of it and what the intention of. Are you making sure your home is a place of rest and peace? Is it a place that spirit would want to be in as well? Not just you. So make sure that the health of your home is in good condition. The fitness of your home is in a good condition. That you're dealing with the best possible places of the organizations that can help maintain your home. But it is the flag place. It is the flag place that is the anchor of where you're starting and where you're ending your day. And that can also be people, not just purely physical location. So those people that you surround yourself with, that sense of home, you're making sure that they are taken care of and they are in health and fitness, because that means your home, your needs are getting poured back into you as much as you pour out. And it's better if you're poured back into in the same way that you were poured out to. So we've got a couple of ones out to the side. We have a rib bone, a balance bone, and a spinal bone. Each of these is coming in at a different angle and different point. So here there is much more in knowledge and intellect that is going to be coming into this place of social being. Now this is probably going to be showing up more in July. Same thing with these other two. But these are trajectoried more towards our quartz piece, which is about new understanding and new memories that are coming up, new reflections about the past. So be open to recognizing how our health is changing and how we can adapt to better fit with it. Make sure you're getting your health needs taken care of now. Then we got this other one, which was the straggling balancing bone over here next to our adinkra. And the aspect of we need to make sure our agreements are balanced, that the togetherness that we are generating is balanced, but also for a general well-being. There will be elements and times where our well-being may go against other members. So we want to try and find as much of a middle ground as possible and work from the place of minimizing the disruptions as opposed to just picking one side or the other. We also have our balancing, the tail tip here, which is next to the dice, as well as another balancing bone. And again, this is trajectoried into the social bone, And this one's at the edge. And we're going to be looking at how do we rebalance here at the edge. This, I say, is going to be coming in more towards August. So, hope that is useful for you. I hope that this is some wisdom that you can embody. So on behalf of the ancestors, the Orishas, Loas, and gods, and whatever spirits you believe in, move forward into the month of June from a place of health, of fitness, and most of all, that active service that is beneficial to both the one providing the service and the one receiving the service. Ashe.